Loading Screen is brought to you by Mike and Ike.
Kid, good!
What goes on in your head?
There's a new NPC. There's just so many new things
Free
that I think it's
secondary
gonna bring.
Apparently, there's layers to this game that has people loving it.
Not now, Mom. I'm doing a podcast.
Dude, you look like a child in that intro. Like,
I am a child in that intro.
a legitimate child, bro. And that was only 2 years ago.
I know, dude.
You got your glow up, bro. Still going. You got the shorter hair. It's off your forehead.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I missed the forehead hair.
That's your first. That's your first.
Now I got like
mistake.
the face, like the 5. People are like, forehead.
Yeah, right, dude. Look at my, bro. It's called getting old. You kind of just have to accept it.
You rock it, though.
I rock it. Thanks, dude. Thanks for being my hype man. Chat, welcome to the stream. Everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Loading Screen episode 147, brought to you by Mike and Ike and Mavix. Mike and Ike, the tastiest candy around, and Mavix.
Well,
honestly, dude,
in the world.
Jacob, get this.
What?
So I sat in another chair. I went up to my parents the other day, and I was working out of there because I had to get my tux fitted, and I'm using a place up there. And I sat in another chair. I won't say what chair it was, but I sat in another chair, and I genuinely
Immediately your butt just said, "What are you doing?"
And my back,
Why
and I was
are we
just
here?
like, what is this? This is terrible. Chat, I'm not lying to you. Like, the Mavix chair, it's got a wide base, so, like, you can spread out. You're not like
silly, but like you can kind of spread. You're not condensed.
Yeah,
not, like,
and like your butt doesn't sweat. It's just
Alex, having a sweaty butt myself, I gotta say, it's a godsend. It's a godsend not having to worry about that anymore.
I mean, seriously though, it's a thing. So Jacob,
yes,
we got a lot to talk about today. Finally caught an episode. Hello,
Poopy's back.
We missed you so much.
Yeah, MVP chatter.
We've got a lot to talk about today, chat. We're going to first go over the Nerd Street Champs, talk about some of the recaps and the upcoming tournaments there. We're going to talk about the Fragland that happened this past weekend as well, and some of the upcoming Frag tournaments. And on top of that, we got some gaming news for everybody. The boys are back in town. Nar, what up? Yeah. When I see Nar, I think, Anyway, guys, welcome Twitch chat. If you guys are listening either on podcast or YouTube, come on over to Twitch. We interact with chat on a live basis. But nonetheless, Jacob, let's go ahead and jump into our Summer Champs segment.
News, Alex.
And I have to do an intro for that. I'm getting better at the intro, chat. Here we go. Let's go ahead and switch on over.
Ready? So right now you guys are seeing the beginning of a YouTube video. Hey guys, welcome back to the Summer Champs. Today on Loading Screen, we're going to go over everything Summer Champs related. Now, anything that you missed, this is the place to do it. So let's hop right in, starting off with nothing other than Valorant, one of the favorites of the Summer Champs.
Don't forget to like, post, and subscribe.
And favorite, comment.
We had a Valerantland this past weekend in Fullerton. Fullerton seems to be the place to be if you like Fullerton, if you like Valorant and lands. Jacob, it was like a sold-out crowd, and we had a lot of people show up at this Valorant. We do have a recap at this Valorant show. We have a recap that we want to show you, but real quick, Jacob, there were a lot of people here. We had Shazam in the building with his girlfriend too.
We had Shaz's girlfriend. She showed up too.
Shaz, we had 100 Thieves Derek, the guard.
We had our boy Valen.
Yep.
From the guard there. We had Emily from Dig, Benita, and Animal.
And Benita coming out of retirement to play, or at least hang out, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know if she
was
was
a
a
great
player or
land.
if she
It was a
hanging
fun
out,
time.
but yeah, no, a lot of good stuff. So with that being said, chat, we're going to pull up the Valerantland recap real quick. Let me see real quick. Hold on.
To open things.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's hop right into it.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Time to Light. Here's your wrap-up from the Nerd Street Champs Fullerton LAN qualification.
Hold on, look at that, dude.
Ladies and
Where was that? Hold on, look at that. Damn!
That's packed.
Damn!
Street
That's
Champs
what we like to
Fullerton
see,
LAN
boys.
qualification tournament. To open things up, Zero Marksman Black took 2 quick wins in Group A over 2-inch and the Apollo Esports Kitten Wranglers. While as we dropped down, so did unfortunately B-Hop Esports, as Rank G took that one and moved on as into the round of 16. Illusion took on Perk 30 to move on to the playoffs as well, continuing on their reign of terror they've seen in the T3 scene. Elite was the firing squad of Fireball Ups from BBG and Say from the Knights as they took down 2-inch in 2-0 fashion. Into Sunday, it was our first and unfortunately only 3-map series. Illusion taking map 1 of Icebox, but they could not compete past that as they dropped both Ascent and Haven. They dropped from the tournament as Core Red move on to take Zero Marksman Black. We dropped to the lower side of the bracket as we picked up the E-Daters and 2-Tap match. Unfortunately, 2-Tap just could not match up with the E-Daters and dropped in 3rd or 4th place, making $1,000 and walking away with 400 Nerd Street Gamers qualification points, alongside Core Red, who got dropped by Zero Marksman, leaving us with the grand finals of Zero Marksman and the E-Daters. The grand final, unfortunately, seemed like it ended almost as soon as it started, with pop-off performances from Bjor and Jonah 6, leaving the E-Daters in their dust as ZMM walk away with the event with $5,500 and auto qualifications into the finals at Philadelphia in August.
Dude, the craziest part about that LAN was when the E-Daters were done, they just had so many people coming up. We were like, hey guys, can we get an interview with you? They're like, sorry, we have all these dates to go on. But they were just sitting there and they just put it on their webcam and it was just like, boom. We turned into a nice little love shack. The local host just got crazy.
So, first of all, Time to Light.
I'm kidding.
Good. I felt like he was like whispering sweet
Yeah,
nothings
he's a very
into
good
my
ASMR
ear.
voice.
Yeah, very good. Very good. But so with that, we had a few updates to our current Valorant leaderboard. Xset still holding that #1 spot. Clearly,
Zero Marksman on their tail, Alex, on their tail.
Yeah, and then we had Cosmic Divide and Cloud9 Academy slide back up into that top spot. Upcoming tournaments for Valorant. What do we got?
We got an online today and tomorrow, actually, and then the next LAN is actually this weekend at North Brunswick.
This weekend, no, I was just changing the music, sorry. This weekend, LAN, like Jacob just said, North Brunswick.
Calibrating.
I was processing what was going on, but now, I mean, that was awesome to see how many people came out to the Fullerton LAN. I mean, the LANs are where you win your big points. The onlines are kind of where you get your practice. The LANs where you get your big points. I mean, Xset won the Philadelphia LAN, and dude, they've been sitting real comfy up at the top of the leaderboard, right?
Yeah, the Philly LANs always give you a lot more points, mainly because that's where the grand finals are going to be at. That's the local host. What do you call it? The center spot, the main base.
Flagship store. That's what that is.
So,
okay, moving on to our
a little bit nutty.
Our next thing, we have a recap. We have a recap of our Apex Online #4. Let's go ahead and pull that up real quick. One second here.
So while you're pulling that up, congrats to Renegades for winning this. I gotta say, it was a pretty crazy run throughout the tournament. So Black Hand, just for reference, still at the top of the leaderboard. But throughout this, there were some pretty crazy maps, especially map 4, which I think we'll see in the recap.
I'm not going to lie to you real quick before we do this. Apex Online, like, the leaderboard's just constantly shifting.
It's the most volatile leaderboard by far.
It's awesome.
It's so much fun.
It's awesome.
I think Apex is one of the... Which is weird. I wasn't the biggest fan of Apex, but it's one of the most fun games to watch. Because of how chaotic things can turn.
And dude,
so
actually,
quickly.
we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it in here. I think it was like game 6, the last circle. Jacob, you'll see it in the video here. The last circle. Wait until you see the strats that they did. Big brain plays. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it, but big brain plays. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump on into the recap from online #4. First of all, check out this background.
Hello and welcome to the Nerd Street Summer Champs recap for week 4. My name is Artie IRL, and I'm going to walk you through what happened. During Map 1, we had a finish in Overlook, holding out the edge of the world on World's Edge. As LG aggressed onto Renegade's God Spot, we saw Renegades come out on top and ended up finishing with a massive 28-point win to close out our first game on World's Edge. In the second game on World's Edge, the time and tested Southern Fragment End brought together all of the top squads into one large area with little to no cover. Luminosity decided against pushing Black Hand and instead rotated through the zone to get the drop on Optimal Ambition. Luminosity then took stance from their high ground to third party against AIL and Renegades to get the first place finish on Map 2. Then, in our final play of World's Edge, it was a party. The zone finished in the western choke of Thermal Station, and we had Renegades and Luminosity Gaming after their previous wins trying to take the God Spot early, but they got caught out, and it was Redeem who came down from the heavens to eliminate every single squad who was trying to fight over the last remaining cover in the final circle. Moving on to the tropical island of Storm Point, we have absolutely nothing to say other than it was
this map looks awesome.
chaos.
I would totally play on it.
As the final circle pulled to a nondescript spheroid building south of the mill, it was Black Hand inside of the cheese ball, the two remaining members of Lazarus, and
this was it. This was a strat. Look at this. This was a strat.
Joust.
Look at this.
Due to the insanely well-placed phase bleeds from G7 Dank,
they're behind down
Lazarus,
players.
what started as a
huge
shield
advantage
for Mutual
Bro.
only turned into a 1v1v1 where the only cover remaining were the down shields of their fallen teammates.
That's amazing.
And Lazarus miraculously pulled
Now,
off
I don't play
the
enough Apex to know if that's like a regular
we come
strat,
out
but
to
that's
game
awesome.
5 where all hell broke
It's very
loose.
innovative.
Nightmare played Cliffside Depot alongside Luminosity and RCO. Luminosity was down to a single member of their team trying to rat it out to second, but unfortunately was cut short by Nightmare's incredible positioning. As RCO attempted to find solace in the building Nightmare called home, Nightmare lived up to their name and obliterated the remaining enemies. Finally, Game 6, our last stand on Storm Point. Renegades had the highest kill game of the night, playing completely off meta. With no Valk ult in sight, the squad of Seer, Gibraltar, and Ash walked their way into the final circle to take the high ground away from Nightmare and every other team that stood in their way. Ultimately, it was an incredible way to start off the adventures that will take place here in Season 13, and we're looking forward to seeing this same energy bleed through into the rest of the season.
So Nars telling me that is regular in comp, but how crazy would that have been if that was pulled out for the first time in that tournament?
Dude, that was I mean, so if that's regular in comp, awesome. To be honest, guys, I haven't played Apex since like Nam.
It's been a hot sack.
It has been.
It's been a hot sack for me too.
But nonetheless, I love watching. I still watch it. I mean, obviously we host tournaments, right? So I'll watch it from time to time. But with that being said, like that, what a series! Like the last few onlines have just been like I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you who's gonna win. I really couldn't. Like obviously, Black Hand is like up in first on the leaderboard right now. But like, dude, the other three spots constantly changing. We had so right now the current leaderboard: Black Hand, Renegades, Lazarus, and HCH. HCH and Lazarus and Black Hand have really kind of dominated that leaderboard lately. But there's been constant shifting of another team just popping up in there. So the old Apex leaderboard. So that's this week's leaderboard, right? But before this, we had we have HCH dropping from where they were in second. Then we have Renegades coming up out of nowhere, moving up into the second spot, and Rent Free falling to 7th on the leaderboard.
Pretty big shift. Yeah, I think we have to remember too, Alex. A lot of these teams are not new. They've been together. Lazarus competed in Winter Champs. Renegades is an ALGS. You can never count those teams out, and they proved it time and time again.
Yep.
I feel like I'm talking like a caster right now.
That's great.
Time and time again.
Time and time again. We don't know when he's going to come back. But he's
don't even know what they're thinking.
Pushing up from the left, left
Look
flank,
at the
left
cheese
flank.
ball. Who's going to do this? He's using his teammate to guard him. Oh, my goodness. Looks like he's smacking him around. Oh, boy. Look at them. They're all
So we
cheering.
had Renegades come out of this one on top, earning themselves a spot on the Apex leaderboard currently. And we actually have, upcoming, Apex Online number 5, happening May 19th. That's in a few days through May 20th. So who knows more Apex action. Jacob, did your microphone give out?
Did it give out? Can you
Oh
not
no,
hear
no,
me?
no. Okay, I saw your lips moving, but you
Oh,
weren't.
I was trying to think. You said 19th, 20th. I was like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's Thursday and Friday. I had to do a little mental thing.
So that is it. And Apex coming up, number 5, May 19th through the 20th. We'll see what next week's leaderboard brings.
We'll see, because it's just getting more and more hectic.
I mean,
It really
seriously.
is.
And then for upcoming tournaments, now unfortunately the Halo event was canceled last weekend, but we do have the next Madden tournament. We've been saying it every week.
That's right.
Madden North Brunswick coming May 28th through the 29th. Now, chat, one thing I do want to mention, Jacob.
That's right. So we have a really cool interview. If you want to check it out on the YouTube page right now by Matter Gamer. I'm trying to link it.
Matster Gamer.
Matster
No,
Gamer.
I'm actually pulling up our YouTube right now because we have a whole slew of content coming at you guys, like on a freaking daily basis.
That's right.
I'm hyped.
Getting a
It's
lot
amazing.
of interviews out there, everybody. We're
hold-
pumping them out.
We are. And I want to just pull it up real quick before we finish off this segment.
Sure.
But-
So while you pull it up, I'll tell them all. I joined a kickball league, guys.
Yeah, he
Going
did.
great.
He did
It's
join
going
the
great.
kickball league. He's
So check out the
expanding his
YouTube.
horizon. But yeah, so we have, we got a great interview from Master Gamer. We have King J's interview on here, some interviews from Valorant, and then we got all the VODs too, if you guys want to check that out. But nonetheless, there's a slew of content if you guys want to expand your horizons and get some more behind-the-scenes content. Head on over to our YouTube, Nerd Street, and Twitch.
Do it.
I was about to say nerdstreet.com. You could go to nerdstreet.com, but youtube.com/nerdstreet.
You're going to nerdstreet.com to register, Alex, and I think that's a great thing to bring up. These tournaments are for everybody. You don't have to be a pro. What better way to get your foot in the esports door than to go on out there and enter one of these tournaments and show everyone what you're made of? Alex, a lot of the people entering these tournaments, fun fact, they're not even coming with the full team. They're coming with a pug game, which is
And
like
sometimes
a pickup
the
game.
pugs are the best teams.
The Pugs are the best teams, Alex. Speaking of which, I actually have a Pug team that won the CSGO LAN in Brentwood. Isn't that fun? Fancy.
That is fun.
No,
We're going to be
crazy.
talking about that next. But everybody, thank you so much. This has been your weekly recap for the Nerd Street Champs 2022. As always, you can head to our YouTube shortly after these shows to catch the action, catch the segment cut out.
See all the recaps,
just
everything
get
you
the
need to
update
see.
for you. And tune in on a daily basis. We have Valorant going on today, right? We have
Yeah, we
Valorant
do.
online going on today to catch all the Nerd Street Champs action. And like Jacob just said, you don't have to be, I keep saying tier 4. You don't have to be tier 1, tier 2 to join these tournaments. You can be a solo player looking for a team and
is the best way to
sign
get
up
the
and win
experience.
some
It's
big
blast.
cash. So thank you,
Absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into
Thank you
this
so much.
week's recap of your Nerd Street Champs 2022.
See you later.
Cut. YouTube.
All right, so then you cut that. Guys, oh my
Then
God,
we
we're
cut
done.
that.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Are you guys doing good? It's like we're done with work now. We can all hang out. It's so fun.
All right, now we get to do that again, Jacob,
Yeah,
with
we do, with
the
FTX.
next segment. Okay, here we go. And
Welcome back to a little bit more about Fragadelphia, sponsored by FTX US. one of the
Jacob looks
best
like he's
ways to
holding the
exchange
camera.
crypto.
welcome to my vlog.
Hey, welcome back, cutie. I hope you slept
Cutie.
well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's right.
welcome to the Fragadelphia 17 Circuit Recap, brought to you by FTX US. Jacob, we had a lot of Fragadelphia
Got a lot of
action this
Fragadelphia,
past
Alex.
weekend. So, do you want to chat about it real quick, or do you want to go straight into the recap and then talk
So
about it?
before we go into the recap, I just want to throw in a quick little fun fact. So
Okay.
the team that won had my main man Slight. So anyone unaware, Slight was on Team Strife, who won Fragadelphia 16. So you hear him mentioned a couple times in this. This is not the team he was currently playing on. This was a pickup game, just a pug team that entered. So they are team bosses, so keep a close eye on them during this recap. And with that,
For
let's
any
hop
of
right
you
in.
that have watched any of our ads or videos or like hype videos of LANs in the last like month, your boy Jacob is like the token guy.
Slight
for-
isn't everything.
He is the guy because he has this one like celebration where he's like, yeah,
He's got it all. He's literally like a filmographer's like dream. Like he's enthusiastic, he's clean, he has great gameplay, and he's well spoken.
Keep it up, guy.
Very hard to do.
Keep it up, guy.
Keep it up, Slight. Keep it up, buddy. We're
Chat,
proud of you.
if
here
any
at
of you
Nerd
ever
Stream.
want to make it into any of our videos, pop off, Queen.
Pop off. Just go.
Yes, Queen.
Pop off, Queen. Slay.
That's like
Just
one of my
slay.
favorite TikToks, by the way. The Elden Ring. Yes, Queen.
Oh yeah, we smile like Mikola.
Slayed. Okay.
Slay!
Speaking of slaying, let's go on into
Let's hop
this.
right into this.
Let's go into this recap here, Jacob. I'm gonna go full screen and let's take a look. Here we go.
During the Philadelphia 17 qualifiers in St. Louis, Missouri, 4 teams entered day number 2 vying to take the crown for the Midwest.
Let's get some more rounds, boys.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Let's make this respectable.
Respect is cool.
Starting
Give
off
it up
from
for respect.
Group A, the bosses, headlined by Philadelphia 16 winner Slight, stampeded through their group without dropping a map, never mind even double digits in rounds. Alongside them, however, were the Vicious Kitties, ESEA League's fondly remembered Boomer Squad, and they were able to secure themselves a second seed from that group. Taking place in Group B, CNCS Last Hope found themselves in the second seed after making a miracle run, upsetting the number 1 seeded Cyberstorm, but unfortunately for CNCS, they were unable to secure top seed in their group. However, that miracle run was quickly stamped out by the likes of the Boomers, who showed no mercy, taking down CNCS Last Hope in quick 2-0 fashion, with Wilkie and Ellison leading the charge. In the second BO3,
There he was.
Cyberstorm took on
our
Vicious
boy.
Kitties, where Cyberstorm showed some prowess in their tactics
found
and
it.
book, and were able to outpace the Vicious Kitties' defense and offense on both sides of the coin and took their series 2-0. Heading into the grand finals, it was kind of the on-paper matchup as both first seeds from each group faced off on day number 2. However,
Bosses
the bosses
versus Cyberstorm was the
immediately
grand
came out
finals.
swinging on their opponent's map pick of Inferno, and while it looked like Cyberstorm might have been able to rekindle some of their flame, they couldn't do it as the momentum quickly swung in the favor of Slight and Company and the bosses as they took map 1 16-11. Entering map number 2 of Overpass, things
Cyberstorm's a
quickly
good
got out
team,
of hand
too.
yet again for Cyberstorm as quickly the bosses extended
That
themselves
sniper's
to an
nasty.
8-3 lead. But Cyberstorm were able to recuperate and stabilize and found themselves at 8-7 half. But the CT side of the bosses was absolutely relentless. Firepower carried them through. CT side opping from Slight was the name of the game, and they quickly
Our
put
boy.
that map to bed, securing St. Louis 2-0. I'm Fi, and thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more Philadelphia.
Slight just keeps doing it again and again, Alex. His opping was insane. Like you should have. I had to choose which highlights to put in. That's how many he
Really?
had. Yeah, which gotta tell you, as an editor, it's a dream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got so much to use from Slight. So I want to add too here, Alex. Cyberstorm has always been a great team. They have always made it pretty far in pretty much every circuit that we've had. So I gotta say, bosses being able to win, being a pickup team, and Fi makes a joke calling them boomers at one point. The joke is that they're all really young. Like I think the oldest player is like 24 or 25.
Yeah, what's with these like oxymorons in the frag community? Like,
I know, it's just the commentary
6'3"
gets
and
so
over.
Yeah, the sense of humor gets so meta. It's crazy. Vicious Kitties, shout out to them for giving me the idea to edit cats into the video.
I have to say, Jacob, those recaps that you do are probably like some of the most entertaining and fun ones to watch.
They've been a
well,
lot of
well
fun
done.
to edit
Well done on
lately.
that one.
Oh, thank you, dude.
We do have an upcoming Philadelphia land. The next one, North Brunswick, happening.
I'll be
June
there.
11th through the 12th.
I'll be there, everybody. If you want to meet good old Cub Dub.
He will be there. He was like, man, maybe I should go to that. I'm like, no, Jacob, you were supposed to go to that.
I was like, Alex, I think I might go. I think I might show up. I might compete. Might hop in.
I believe we also have some online tournaments happening as well. So if you guys are into CSGO, head to nsg.gg and search CSGO to play in one of our tournaments. Like I said, and just like the Summer Champs, just like the Nerd Street Champs 2022, you don't have to be amazing to enter these tournaments. You could be amazing and join, and you'll do pretty
And I
well.
gotta say, these CSGO tournaments, everything at Frag, it's probably one of the most accommodating, kind ways to go to a LAN.
Yep.
Everyone there is great. It really is. I know sometimes the CSGO community gets a bad rep, but Frag is different. Frag is the kind boys of the world.
Kind
so
boys
great.
of the world. Hashtag kind boys of the world. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. That has been your Fragadelphia 17 circuit update presented by FTX US for this week. Tune in next week for some more Fragadelphia action.
Catch you then.
Cut. You like that?
All right,
chat?
guys.
You
So
guys
I've
are
been
watching.
playing
You guys
kickball
are watching
lately.
behind the scenes stuff right now. Everybody.
Kickball's been crazy, Alex. It's been nuts.
Kickball's
So
been
what do you got
nuts.
for me today? Yeah, kickball's fun, dude.
Jacob, there's actually quite a bit of... So, I have to say, I can't wait until next month because next month is when, like, the gaming news gets good again.
Yeah, it's when things actually... We get some actual updates. So, what I wanted to ask you before we hop into everything,
Yeah.
there's 2 games that I'm looking for updates from.
Okay.
One's Chocolatier, which is the new Stardew Valley-esque game. I don't know if you remember the trailers from
Wait,
like
what?
6 months ago. So instead of having a farm, you run a chocolate factory. Yeah,
Chocolatier.
haunted chocolatier. Molly's
like
really
Willy
excited for
Wonka?
it. Shout out to Molly Furtada in chat. Best sissy ever. Next to my other best sissy.
Jacob, this game looks so real, dude.
Haunted chocolatier?
Yeah, it looks like... Do
I
they,
swear, if you
do
if
they
you bring
do
up,
they
like,
do
a-
they use Unreal Engine 5? It looks so real. Is this the main character?
That's him. So it's all just a quick. It's a. You
Guys,
this is very rare. but
I
you
just
caught me off
I
guard.
just outplayed
I'm
Jacob.
speechless.
I just outplayed Jacob, chat.
You did.
That's amazing.
Then other than that, God of War for sure. What are you looking forward to hearing?
God of
something
War. So, hold on. Why are you excited for God of War? Have we heard anything?
from? No, I'm excited. I'm hoping we hear
I
more
hope
news
we hear
soon.
something about it. Okay.
Yes, those 2 games I am.
Yeah. So.
Chat, let us know what you're looking forward to while we keep going. Too.
Yeah. Like, what's your most anticipated game? It can't be Starfield.
No, this is delayed or something. Oh, I just saw the title. It's delayed. delayed!
Starfield is delayed, but that's okay.
Is it? Is it all right?
Why are you so quiet?
Am I quiet now?
No, you're better now.
It's because I moved away.
Yeah. Maybe we
I
should
was
do
yelling.
something
I was like,
back
"Oh
here.
no!"
Yeah, you just clipped out. Anyway, you know what's crazy, chat, is we are now in a, yeah, I say this all the time. We've said it in the last few episodes. Wait, can we just, why is this on my playlist?
Oh right. So coincidentally, I wanted to give you a scenario, so I threw this on for you. Okay. Picture this: you're abandoned at sea, Alex. No video games. No water. The only thing you have
Sounds like we've got excess
is the
water.
sweet release of Mike and Ike.
Okay.
The tastiest candy out there, Alex. With Mike and Ike, it'll save a life. Just because that the power burst you get from there, it sets you off. You're building a raft. You're ready to go home. You see your wife. She says, "Where have you been?" You hold up the box, and she goes, "Oh, honey, you're home." You embrace her. Are you into this? Do you want me to keep going?
I'm embracing my wife.
All right,
Come on.
your child. Yeah, you're embracing your wife. Your child comes in and goes,
Daddy, how are you? It's been so long.
you pick up your kid and go,
Bring
you done?
my child's voice down a few octaves.
It's been so long.
Down a few octaves.
Daddy, it's been so long. Dad, Papa.
Dad,
I
not
missed
daddy,
You,
yeah.
fatherly love.
you give him you wiggle his hair, right? And then out of the corner of your eye, you see it.
Did your
You
parents
see the
wiggle your
villain.
hair, Jacob, as a kid?
What, like,
That's
yeah, like wiggle.
what is this? Like wacky inflatable arm man? Like
No, it's they don't have hair, dummy.
I'm gonna fight
Anyways.
Jacob on camera.
Yeah,
chat.
all right. You can move on.
So Starfield delayed, and you know the worst part about it, chat, is we are now in an era where the key to a game's success is
delaying it?
delaying it.
No, it's not. It's giving actual dates.
The
Giving
key
actual proper
to
timeline.
a game's success apparently is now delaying it.
Oh. Hey, Alex, I'm gonna have a game coming up in a year. Actually, a year and a month.
Okay.
Make it a year and 3. Make it 2.
pro tip, chat. And pro tip, if anybody in chat wants to be a developer or any developers are watching, just don't give your game a release date until it's ready.
Till it's good to go. What's the saying? Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
I think that applies
So,
very
anyway,
well.
Bethesda Starfield was slated to release in 2022, late 2022. Bethesda has since decided to delay it. Now, listen, I'm just saying we are at a point right now where developers are being praised for delaying things. I'm making fun of companies for being praised for delaying things. However, because you should never get to that point, but like if your game isn't ready and it's getting delayed,
Good on you, manning up, womaning up,
like
deciding
what?
to put your foot down.
Like holy,
I feel like we've gone backwards where we're like commending people for doing the right thing. Like, shouldn't this just be an expectation at this point?
Exactly.
And Nar in chat said, I was looking forward to Starfield.
I mean, seriously,
Sorry, buddy.
like, I was looking forward to Starfield. I am looking forward to it. It's delayed, and you know what my reaction is? Okay.
All right.
Like, all right.
Sure.
Take all the time you need to make sure it's ready. I don't want another Cyberpunk. I don't want a Halo Infinite Rocky launch.
Oh no, creepy Pokemon animation shows what it would be like to run into a Snorlax in real life. Didn't I just talk about that last week?
Well, now I have to...
Yeah, now we gotta see.
Now I have to disable my ad blocker so I can see.
Oh man, dude, imagine the whole plot of this horror Pokemon game is that you have the Poke Flute and Snorlax keeps chasing you, and you have to play the flute in order to put him to sleep. No way. You're kidding. Alex, this is
Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon. It is not satisfied unless it eats over 880 pounds of food every day. When it is done eating, it goes from sleep to sleep.
Why are you getting close to it? Stop!
If this was the new Pokemon, Arceus, Snorlax would have just like literally lit you on fire and melted
Snorlax
your
was
body.
mean. Yeah, he was not a nice boy.
That was it? Oh,
Oh,
dude, you see
dude.
the Onyx one, bro?
No.
Look at this one.
You were supposed to be a hero! Oh, look at him! Not to mention gassing your shouldering Gengar,
Dude,
licking
that's
your
the
ear
that's the
and-
Pokemon I want. I want a Pokemon where everything looks realistic AF. You know? Make it
Like
rated M.
hyper-realistic?
Make it rated M.
I'm telling you, dude, a Pokemon horror game would go crazy. There's so much lore that's ready to even do it. That is a great sound. Oh, man. That's
Okay.
crazy.
So anyway,
Back
to
to
the
it.
story. Starfield's devs were worried that the game would be the next Cyberpunk. Good. That should be a worry for every developer.
Yeah, it's a nice statement like, hey, this is what happens if you just fold. You put so much passion into your game. Why are you accommodating? Why are you stopping?
Let me put it
Follow
into
through.
perspective.
Be proud of it. Be proud.
Let me put it into perspective. That's like Blueberry sending the public, publishing a rough draft of an article. That's like you, Jacob, giving a rough cut of... Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's like have some pride in your work. Have some pride in it.
Anyway, so Starfield has been delayed. I think rightly so. Awesome, great. Maybe we'll get something. We'll get spoon-fed some stuff in June at the Xbox conference. I can say that now because Bethesda and Xbox. But yeah, I think Bethesda has a very high standard. Fallout 76 was a train wreck, and I think that Starfield is a massive IP. It's on a new engine, so like, why would you want to leave a bad taste in people's mouths? Wait till it's ready, release it.
Exactly.
You know?
This idea that we have to hit these dates closer to like holidays is just, it's so arbitrary. We need to let it go. There's so many games out right now that people can wait. People can wait. Just need a Pokemon Tower deep dive game that'd be absolutely nasty. Somewhere between Phasmophobia, Slime Rancher, and the Medium. my god, that would be a terrifying.
I
Pokemon
actually,
game.
so speaking of the medium, I need a comment on that towards the end of the show, because I do have something that I want to talk about.
Okay.
But so going off of the Starfield delay, Forspoken was also delayed. However, people are saying that Forspoken or Starfield's delay could seriously help out Forspoken. I think a lot of times big games get released in the same window as other big games, and it hurts the release, right? So now that Starfield has been delayed, Forspoken has more room to emphasize its contributions to the RPG genre and become a hit for Square Enix.
Aw, that's actually kind of cool. So they're kind of going into the shoes while they keep finagling.
Jacob, have you like seen any?
I only saw one trailer of it a while back. If I recall correctly, is this the one that's like Dark Souls?
I don't know.
Do you want to pull up a trailer?
I'm quiet because I'm looking up trailers right now.
I can't remember what this game was. I remember like how it looks, but I can't remember what the game.
Take the role of Frey Holland.
So actually, this video, hold on, let me.
Found herself in trouble.
This is somebody else's content, so this is not ours.
She does have a super cute cat whose name is Homer, so things aren't all bad.
So apparently, this person. Now I just found this video, but this is like a total Forspoken gameplay
for
preview.
A change, and well,
so he shapes the back. This is good, Jacob.
Yeah, you want to mute it and just play it at 2x speed?
I'm going to share this with you so that you can post it in the chat. Okay. Because I feel like this would be a good thing for people to...
What she gets when she's somehow transported from New York to the fantastical world of Athia. How or why this happens, we don't know, but we do know that
so it goes through the world.
We don't know how big Athia is going to be, and as I've said, we don't know how many regions you'll explore.
So modern character
but we do know
sent
quite
to
a few
fantasy realm.
Forspoken's gameplay is no doubt the fast-paced and fluid traversal. Again, the developers call it magic parkour, and it's easy to see why.
All right,
the most interesting details about Forspoken is that the combat is entirely magic-based. To put it another way, there are no traditional weapons in the game. No swords, no axes, no flails, and no bows and arrows. Spectacular. There's conflagration, where Frey causes this violent wall of lava to erupt through the ground.
Whoa.
Then there's
that was neat.
At its heart, Forspoken is an action RPG, and with that comes a number of systems that allow you to level up and customize your character. First off, per most RPGs...
Is this a PlayStation exclusive? I don't know.
You'll gain experience for defeating enemies and completing certain open-world activities.
Reminds me of Spellbreak.
As for the individual customization, the developers are hoping to set the bar, at least in terms of graphics, for all future open-world games. And that's not an exaggeration. Luminous studio head and Forspoken...
I'm just going to say this right now, chat. Obviously, this is all like pre-rendered stuff and you know, it's technically beta footage, let's call it, right?
Yeah, so...
Right? Alpha footage.
Manage your expectations.
He just said they're trying to set the bar for visuals. I'm sorry, but if you ain't on Unreal 5, you ain't setting the bar.
I don't think you're going to be able to set the bar.
No. And that's not a slight. I'm not saying the game's not going to look great, but just a comment on setting the bar, because Unreal looks so real.
Director Takeshi Aramaki flat out said, quote, "With Forspoken, we're aiming to achieve the highest quality visuals ever seen in an open world game."
Wow.
Horizon Forbidden West is drop dead gorgeous with the environment.
It is a very pretty game.
I'm curious how these guys are going to compete to that.
That's a bold claim, but the trailers and gameplay demos shown thus far are gorgeous, and Luminous have revealed some details that lend credibility to Aramaki's quote. First off, the game is being developed on Luminous Engine, which was designed specifically to build visually stunning AAA titles. Now, the Luminous Engine was used to build Final Fantasy XV, so what is Forspoken doing that will make it look that much better? Well, the studio is partnering with AMD to bring several enhancements to the game. There's actually a YouTube video that details these technologies, and I'll link.
Hold on, let me try and like increase the quality of this so you guys can actually see it. I'm genuinely curious about this. We have some more to cover, but I'm genuinely curious about
at this point. I'm
it
curious
in the description.
If they're trying
but
to
here
just
are the
model
highlights.
it.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, each of these technologies works on both the PC and the PS5. The first is ray tracing. We know the game will at the very least have ray traced shadows.
Yeah, of course.
Second, the game will utilize something called screen space reflections. From my understanding, this is different from pure ray tracing, but the effect is pretty startling. Here you can see Luminous comparing what Forspoken looks like using their prior technologies, as opposed to
you can kind of see it's closer into the reflections of the water.
Wow.
Next is something called Fidelity FX Super Resolution, which from what I understand is similar to NVIDIA's DLSS technology. In a nutshell, it efficiently upscales lower-res images to 4K, allowing your PS5 or PC to devote more muscle to simultaneously running the game at 60 frames per second. Now, I've seen conflicting reports on whether Forspoken will actually run in 4K at 60 frames per second. An article on Engadget says the team at Luminous is, quote, aiming to run the game at 2K 60 FPS and 4K 30 FPS with ray tracing. But if the game does manage to hit 60 frames per second at 4K, at least on anything that's not a pretty decent gaming PC, it sounds like Fidelity FX Super Resolution is how it's going to happen.
All right.
There are other technologies.
So they're trying out a bunch of new mechanics.
Here's
I think
the
that's
thing.
the biggest thing.
I was gonna only play Starfield when it came out, but like if Starfield's delayed, like, and this game comes out, I thought this game was delayed till 2023.
I kind of did too. I thought it did. I'm wondering if they're just amping it up now that they have an opportunity.
Unless this is spring 2023. I forget what the date said, but
right.
No, I mean, look, I'm pumped. You know, the only way I'll play games like this is if there aren't any, if there isn't really anything else available. But this does look good. I don't see how it's going to be, you know, revolutionary like they say. But
yeah. I don't know about you, but like a game like that, usually I won't play unless I get recommended to play it.
Yeah.
I take recommendations over trailers any day.
Yeah.
Blueberry's saying too that the whole realism idea it's a bit like overshadowed, which I get. I personally, I also don't need a realistic or beautiful looking visuals to enjoy a game. For me, it all comes down to music and sound design, and it's the story, obviously.
Yeah.
Which I think you have to have a balance of all three. You really do. Story, music, gameplay / graphics.
Yeah.
I think people will be more. Actually, I don't know. That really is a kind of personality thing. If you're going to be forgiving of graphics or not for gameplay.
I think for me, it all depends on how good the story is.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You know.
Oh, you got a game for me?
Okay.
Okay.
So, PlayStation. We've talked about the PlayStation like subscription service where they're adding the different tiers and bringing different things. You guys know how I feel about Sony.
You love them, right? Aren't they your favorite?
But like, I don't know. Their subscription service doesn't seem to bring what I would want it to bring. Like at least with Xboxes, I'm not saying Xboxes is perfect, but what I like about Xboxes is you can play AAA titles day one on Game Pass. If you have like, you know, any tier really. But so anyway, they have PlayStation Plus Premium and just, you know, PlayStation Plus and some other tiers that bring a bunch of stuff. And I think the biggest thing for this is like whoop-de-doo. So you can play PlayStation Classic titles. Cool.
What do you got? What
in
else
order
you
for
have?
me to subscribe to a PlayStation service, and all the Sony fanboys are going to get mad at me, and they go, Xbox. But in order for me to subscribe to a PlayStation service, like, give me new titles. Give me the titles that normally cost $70, Sony.
Yeah.
In your subscription service, so that I don't have to spend $70. There's a reason I only have 2 games on my PlayStation 5, and it's because
it's all there is. It's all that's good.
That's it. That's all I have to say. I got nothing more. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Oops. Whoop-de-do. Chat. We're trying to be better about cursing. Whoop-de-do.
Yeah, seriously, don't fucking swear.
Speaking of whoop-de-doing, Jacob, Fall Guys is releasing on Xbox, Switch, and Epic Game Store on June 21st. The Switch!
Ooh. The Switch is where it's at.
So we got Fall Guys. I wonder if this is going to revitalize it. I remember when it first came out. I mean, you guys saw we did some Let's Plays on loading screen. Fall Guys coming June 21st, launching on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and the Epic Games Store. That's exciting.
Super exciting. I know right now I've been looking for another game to play with my brother and sister on the Switch, so that's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon Unite can get frustrating.
I can't believe you still play that.
We play Pokemon Unite, we play Knockout City.
Yeah.
And both games, they're so fun for the first couple days, Alex, and then you have that one bad tilter game, and you're just like...
And you get turned off by it?
Can't wait to get into a lobby and see 5 beans flying. Yeah, I wonder how the hacking's going to come back.
So yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Just Fall Guys launching on the Switch and consoles.
Alex, you got any rumors though? Anything
I do have a rumor.
Coming?
And you know, rumors make me laugh because like they're just that's all they are. They're rumors. This rumor. Now, it's about time that we see a new Mafia game. My one friend Rich, you guys might know him as Lame Abs or Juicebox. His favorite game ever is Mafia 1 and 2. Mafia 3, I don't know if he liked Mafia 3 all that much. But Mafia 4 is teased to, or rumored to be a prequel to the first game, set in the late 19th century. Now, I've never played a Mafia title before. I've tried it, but they've just been a little too dated for me.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, a rumor, Mafia... Nick revealed that according to his sources, apparently on an Xbox Era podcast, supposedly going to be a prequel to the first game. I love prequels. I think they're fun.
Too. I think they're great.
Yeah.
So if you keep reading the article too, it says the way you can unlock Mafia 4 is once you're in Mafia 3 in the start menu, you press down, down, left, circle X, square, square, and it should unlock it.
Where do you see that?
I just made it up. It's not real.
Oh my God.
Do you remember it? Did you ever get duped by those before?
Mm-hmm.
They're crazy. Especially in Pokemon, it's like, do you want to get Mew? First, you have to save at Vermilion City, release all your Pokemon, and then...
Do you remember the website Game Cheats or like Game Facts?
Yes! I do!
They were the best.
They were awesome, dude.
God, life was so fun back then.
Oh,
however, speaking of insane graphics, Mafia 4 apparently is rumored to skip the M3 engine, Mafia 3 engine, and will instead use Unreal Engine 5.
Okay.
They may have tickled my fancy, Jacob.
I think that'll be great. I still am... I don't think we've seen a game that's fully utilized how great Unreal can be yet for Unreal 5. It's just...
Well,
so
Unreal
strong.
5 just like came out. Like obviously devs have been using it. So I'm hoping in the next like 2 to 4 years we'll start seeing games developed on it, and that's exciting in and of itself. I just can't wait. Now if you have a machine that can run it, that's another thing.
That is another thing.
But so Jacob, we talked about, somebody in chat mentioned
how I
the Medium. Somebody in chat mentioned the Medium, and I came across this article last night while I was laying in bed. And so the Medium was a very good game. I think it was probably slept on by a lot of people, and the story in the Medium was fantastic. It was really good. And so, Jacob, do you remember in the beginning of the pandemic how I kind of said like, the reason I started playing Final Fantasy 14 was because I was asking people, hey, what's your favorite game?
Yeah, you were in a
and
you were in a
why
game
is
hole.
that your favorite game? I was in a rut, and I was like, okay, like why don't I take somebody else's favorite game and play it for myself and make my own judgment.
GTA 5 is still in front, Unreal Engine 6. Sorry, someone in chat was making the GTA 5 now released.
Well, so Jacob, I've been trying to dive into roleplay on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah,
that game is 5 years old, and it is one of the most visually stunning games still that I've ever seen, ever.
It holds up. It holds up.
Insane.
So this article's top 10 games that'll make you cry, right? So
Top
as we're going
10
through this
games.
chat, let us know what game makes you cry.
Yeah, because so here's the thing. Ever since the pandemic, when I was in that gaming rut, I decided to change my view on gameplay, like away from gameplay and more towards story, right? Like, so I've tried to appreciate stories a lot more in games. And The Medium is one of those games where the story actually was freaking awesome. And if you haven't played The Medium yet, I believe you can still play it on Game Pass. And just play it. Experience the story because it's really, really good. And I think it's like a 10-hour game. So you can get through it in 10 hours. But 10 best games on Xbox Series X and S that will make you cry. So without any spoilers,
what
chat,
made you cry?
Without any... Yeah, Poopy, it's already 5 years old. Go ahead, Jacob. Sorry, go ahead.
Is there any game that stands out that made you cry at a young age?
Well, not even at a young age. Like, what about now?
Well, I was thinking more or less just like, I think the first game that made me cry, I was 12, was Final Fantasy VI. And halfway through the game, there's like the villain kind of like reshapes the world and everyone gets separated.
Uh-huh.
And the one girl that you play as then is kind of like the weakest for a while. So I was like, oh my God, like what's going to happen? And I remember you find a tombstone of one of like the players of your party. And I was like, oh my God, like
that's so sad.
He's gone.
What was his name?
Shadow.
Oh, okay.
He was
I
a
was
ninja.
like, was it? No, I was about to release a spoiler into the chat, but I held myself. If you've played Final Fantasy 14 Tombstone, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. The Walking Dead Telltale games. Sad. Really?
2077 launch made me
cry. Dude, jump back. Nar, if you haven't, jump back into Cyberpunk. I'm telling you, it's in my top 5 of all time.
Frogger, the poor guy got squished, man. So rough.
That was funny. The Last of Us, the first game that really fogged my vision while playing. Really? Dude, speaking of fogged vision, Final Fantasy 14. Don't sleep on it just because it's an MMO. Seriously, my number 2 favorite game of all time. It beat out The Witcher. The Witcher made me tear up a little bit. Final Fantasy 14 straight up made me cry like a baby. Anyway, okay, hold on. Let's see what's on this list real quick.
Yeah, let's check the list out.
Life is Strange, True Colors. So, guys, with Xbox Series S and X, these titles are presumably on Game Pass. So some of these are on Game Pass on PC as well. Life is Strange, True Colors. I've never played Life is Strange. I've only kind of seen gameplay here and there, but apparently True Colors is one of those games that I guess can be a tearjerker. Has anybody, without any spoilers, played Life is Strange, True Colors? Can you give me a rating out of 10? Next one, Jacob. So The Medium. I want to play Plaguetel. So this one, Plaguetel Innocence, and after reading this description, I'll read it real quick. If anybody hasn't played Plaguetel, I'm probably going to play it soon because, like I said,
it looks kind of sick.
If a game can make you cry or feel emotion, to me, it's a good game. And The Medium kind of like made me like feel emotion and really like dug into me there. Plaguetel Innocence. So Plaguetel Innocence, fantastic survival psychological horror. So very similar to The Medium. The game is set in France during the Black Plague and follows the story of Amicia de Rune and her ill brother, Hugo, the children of wealthy noblemen during the onset of the outbreak. The game is a harrowing experience, to say the least. As common folk that is desperate for survival during the plague absolutely loathe the wealthy, they must survive angry mobs and plague-infested rats alike. Along their journey, the siblings run into pretty interesting characters that have their own backstories.
Yeah, this sounds sick. I'm always down for like a sibling story.
And this is it right here. The Plaguetel Innocence captures the experience of being an elder sibling beautifully. And so... being the eldest of 3, I'd be down for this.
Honestly, I think I would too. It looks sick.
Yeah.
Being the second to youngest, I would love that.
Yeah. So
Celeste is awesome.
I might try it. Celeste, I've never played Celeste.
Celeste had me tearing up.
Really?
It's not an easy game too. Yeah, so Celeste deals with a lot of anxiety. So the main plot is the girl is climbing this mountain after someone she loves kind of like gets separated from her. I won't really spoil how.
Okay.
Climbing the mountain is very dangerous, but she's a very skilled climber. But as she's climbing, she deals with a lot of social anxiety, a lot of just like pent up depression. So every time you get to a checkpoint, you get a cutscene where you're kind of like hearing more of the backstory while she sees other climbers there that she interacts with.
Damn.
It's just
sounds
really
awesome.
like a coming of age story. It's
How many
really
hours
sweet.
to beat it?
I'd say like it took me 7.
Okay.
7 or so.
Nice little butt.
It's like a pretty quick
butt
platformer.
size.
Dude, nice.
Yeah. Next one, I kind of want to try that. And so, chat, I wanted to give you guys show you this article in case you like, you want games that make you feel emotion, you know?
Yeah.
We'll make fighting Melania for the 200th time will make you break down. So I beat Elden Ring without fighting Melania.
Yeah,
Yo,
I think it's crazy
that last boss fight, chat, made me feel something. Like I compared it to like how people experience what like you ever have people who experience death but don't die?
Yeah.
It kind of felt like that. Crazy experience.
Which I think being able to embody that in a video game is cracked.
It's an art.
Tell me why.
Tell me why. So this seems like another Life is Strange series. They made the Life is Strange series. Tell me why is his first foray becoming Life is Strange. The game follows a similar episodic theme gameplay that revolves around player choice and consequence. Okay, so twins Tyler and Allison Ronan have been reunited as adults after they were separated as children because of an incident that caused the death of their mother. The game explores complex emotional themes like childhood trauma, LGBTQIA+, issues, mental health, and indigenous rights. The story itself, absolute strip, and players navigate interesting puzzles throughout the game. Cool. You have to be in the mood. Like I always have to be in the mood for these types of games because they're slow burns. It's like a movie, but yeah. I think there's a time and place for them. And
sometimes I have issues deciding to play to them.
Yeah,
too. I don't know about you, but I'm like, I know this is kind of like if I'm feeling sad, it'll help me get it out. But I'm also gonna be a little bit distraught for the rest of the night.
Yeah, okay, chat. You ever need a good cry? You ever have those moments where you need a good
cry?
Watch
The Notebook.
The Notebook won't make me cry. It just makes me miss love.
What?
No, actually, Fault in Our Stars. You want to cry? There's the movie for you. But also, honestly, you ever want to cry? No Lie in April. No, Your Lie in April.
Oh yeah. God.
I'm not going to say anything, but that one will rip you to pieces.
Your Lie in April is,
if you want to feel alive.
It's one of like the big 5 animes that I ever recommend to people. Just everything about it.
Well, I don't even want to spoil it. You didn't see it, did you? No.
I watched it. I was the one that recommended it to you.
Did you recommend it to me?
I think I recommended it to you because you recommended Golden Sun to me. Then I recommended it to you. Oh, dude,
Golden Time was so great. Love that.
Golden Time was great.
I was a baby anime watcher back then.
I remember because you were telling me about it as you were watching.
Great. Yeah, there were some emotional points in that one
voices.
Too. Okay, Ori and the Blind Forest. So, Blueberry said Ori.
Yeah, and Will of, yeah. Actually, yeah, 100. Yeah.
What is it about Ori and the Will of the Wisp that, like, were tearjerkers? What is it about that? I have a problem investing myself and emotion into 2D environmental games. Hold on, I need to pull it up. There is one game that I recommend everybody play. It's like a 4-hour game, 4 to 6 hour game. Hold on, I'm pulling it up here. I just want to look at my Steam library because I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Is it a bird story? I don't think it's a bird story. It's the prequel to a bird story, I think. Hold on.
I think I bought Ori and played. I'm trying to check if it was the game I played for a while.
Excuse me, Chad. I apologize. I'm trying to just find what this game was.
Can you describe anything about it?
It's 2D. It's an indie game. But dude, I'm not even lying. I was like crying at it. This was the first game I cried at ever.
Undertale?
No, it's not Undertale. It's a bird.
Was it one shot?
No. I'm telling you, look up A Bird Story and maybe like a prequel or sequel to that, because it is. Maybe it was A Bird Story.
Finding Paradise?
Maybe it was A Bird Story.
What is it about, Alex?
I don't want to give it away. I played it a long time ago.
Yeah, it looks like it
but
came out in, like,
I legit had
2014.
like tears running down my face when I was playing it.
I love a game that can make me feel that way.
Amazing. And it's only
I
like
played,
4 hours. Like if you're bored,
yeah,
Jacob, if you're bored on a Sunday, play this game. Really good. A Bird Story. Maybe it is A Bird Story. I can't remember. I know I bought the sequel and didn't play the sequel, so that's why I'm confused whether it's A Bird Story or something else. Bird Story definitely has relation to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think of it right now.
I've been playing. I don't think I talked to you about this yet, but it's called Omuri, and it's like it kind of has like Earthbound vibes a bit, but it's a really, yeah. Alex trying to make Jacob cry on a Sunday.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Gotta do what you gotta do. But it's a really cool RPG, but I can't figure out what's going on yet. It's like you start off in this like white room, so you're like, is he insane? Is something crazy going on? And then you leave, and you're like in a playground with all these other kids, and then some crazy stuff happens. You're like, I don't know what's real and what isn't. Are these kids crazy? Are they in a psych ward?
You know how I know a game's good, Jacob? Is if you finish it.
If I finish it? Yeah, honestly. That is a good way to take it. I still think Earthbound is my favorite game.
Earthbound was good too. No, not
everything.
Earthbound. Eastward.
Eastward, I have one chapter left. I beat the game machine in that, and that made me tear a little bit.
Yeah.
It actually has like a story, like a little plot, and it's so simple. It's like it's a very simple narrative, Alex, but you know, you put that much effort in, you kind of get to know the characters that when they talk at the end, you're like, yeah. Well,
like actually, well, no, I don't want to talk about spoilers.
There's like dialogue. They don't talk.
Okay. All right. A Bird Story. Hold on.
Yeah, I want to see this trailer.
So A Bird Story is damn, dude.
Maybe a worm story sounds like a prequel to the early bird story.
Hold on, A Bird Story sequel, maybe?
Finding Paradise?
Nope.
Is it To the Moon?
Yes! To the
To
moon.
the Moon?
To the moon. This
So
is a
what is
long
it?
show. I apologize, chat. To the moon.
Oh, it's fine. We started a little late, so it's
That's
all
it.
good.
To the moon. Game, not music video.
Yeah, if you
To the Moon trailer. All right, here we go. I just want to quickly watch this real quick, guys. Amazing game.
Oh no.
Yeah, To the Moon's brutal. This is the one that made me cry.
If a game starts off like this.
It only goes to 360p, sorry.
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
It's very good. Yeah, you do have to play it in one sitting. You do have to play it in one sitting, or else you totally unimmerse yourself and it won't hit you.
How long of a game is it?
4 to 5 hours, 6 hours maybe.
They'll give you a second chance and they'll let you relive your life.
Like, just listen to the music. This is the type of emotion you feel while you're playing.
All the way from the very beginning.
Closer to 3? Okay, that's not bad at all. That's even better. It is like, I'm getting teared up just thinking about it, bro. Like, dude, it is, man. I might play it again. Dude, this game.
I think I'm going to try it.
Jacob,
This looks
please
awesome.
try
This
it,
is
bro.
right up my alley. But just remember, Dude. If it says, like, I'll always love you, I swear to God.
Dude, it's...
Oh,
dude,
it will be the last
man, it is like... I'm tearing up just thinking about it, bro. It is like one of those games that really,
what
like...
What the fuck? What?
We're going to the moon!
I completely forgot there was a space element.
It is something, but that's all we'll show for now. It is something. It is an experience. All right. So let's go ahead and close out the show real quick. Jacob, we still have the thing you want to talk about here, but Hellblade, that is an experience. If you haven't seen it yet, that's a fucking experience. Coffee Talk, never played it. That's interesting. Takes place.
Coffee Talk can't make me cry. I can handle it.
Okay. What Remains of Edith Finch? That's interesting. I never knew that was an emotional one.
Remains of him. Yeah.
Kentucky Route Zero. Okay.
All right.
And Firewatch. Really?
Firewatch is... I liked Firewatch. It didn't make me cry, though.
Oh, it says
Did
make
you
you
play
feel
Firewatch?
Emotion. So I guess...
Okay, yeah. It fits then. It did make
To
me
the
feel
Moon.
emotion.
Seriously, chat. Like, somebody play To the Moon and check back with us next week, please. I will be so happy if you do. 3 hours if you play it.
Elon!
Anyway, okay, Jacob, moving on to the next one.
Oh, yeah, so this is something pretty quick that I'll show. Just put it on 2x speed.
Creating an avatar. Okay, 2x speed.
Yeah, so this guy has been working on a Avatar: The Last Airbender game for the past 2 years, and he's been working diligently with it. So he posted this video 2 weeks ago. He's calling it 4 seasons, and he's just going over how much progress he's gone with the game. So you can already see, like, it's one guy making this. Like, it looks a little rough around the edges, but it's insane how much progress. Like, this is all by one guy. I think you might have to skip around. I may have linked you the wrong video. I think I did. I think this is like the newest, like what he's doing new. But yeah, he's been working on this since, I want to say,
is it linear?
8 months ago. It's kind of like an open world game in a couple aspects. He actually streams when he's making it too. I caught a stream the other day and it was neat just to watch someone go in on all this stuff by himself. Like, he has no art background, but everything looks really cool.
Wait a second. Did he make this in that game maker for Switch?
I don't think so. That would be insane.
Well, look at the controller. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, PlayStation. He's just using a Sony controller.
Okay. Yeah, that would be crazy.
I saw the shape of the trigger and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. But yeah, it's something cool I wanted to show you just because I thought it was neat.
In Dreams. In Dreams. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's really neat. You gotta have a lot of patience for this type of stuff.
Oh my god, 100%. Just he's done all this himself. I think it's almost just inspirational to people. And again, this is what one person can do in 200 days. Imagine what he could have done if he had all the experience now. Like, look how pretty that looks.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where this game is like in half a year to a year from now. I'm hoping that the company that owns Avatar: The Last Airbender will be like, you know what? Yeah, let's give this guy some cash. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
Avatar is a really great series. And I know, like, with the Netflix show keep being teased, which, God, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, Alex. I don't want that show getting ruined. It shouldn't be live. There's so many things that need to stay animated. Animation is... You can't bring animation to real life. It rarely works. A few times it does is like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But yeah, I wanted to show that to you. Awesome. I hope you liked it.
I did. Sorry, I was responding to a message. All right, chat. Well, listen, that was a good episode. I love when we can chat games, Jacob.
Me too. Me too.
I love when you guys can chat games and chat with us too. Like, you make this show so much fun.
You guys have been awesome today. I'm glad. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you've been hanging out, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.
All right, chat. Well, thank you all so much for coming by the stream. This has been episode 147. Loading screen presented by Mike and Ike and Mavix. Tune in next week for some more Summer Champ stuff, some more frag stuff, and some more gaming stuff.
See you, Banana.
We'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you, chat. You guys are amazing. See you guys later. Peace.
Later.
Out.